Alright, so welcome back. We are boondocking on BLM land at Ghost Town Road, and that's just outside of, well, it's part of Congress, Arizona, and we're actually staying near the Congress Goldmine, which was, back, when was that? I was looking at the history of it here. It was back in 1884, and I'll show you a picture of it here in a few minutes as I walk down towards it. The mine itself is not on BLM land; it's on private land. The BLM land goes right next to it, and the old Congress, Arizona, is on BLM land, but there aren't any buildings left. It's all dilapidated. So there is an old pioneer cemetery that I'll show you, and we'll videotape it. But to give you an idea, the mine operated from 1884 until the mid 1930s, and the total gold production mine exceeded $8 million back then. And back then, gold was only $20 an ounce. So figure now, with gold being $1,800 an ounce, how much that would be. So pretty interesting. The Congress, Arizona, that's in place now is at the junction where the railroad relocated to. Once the mine was shut down, the town got relocated to the junction where the railroad was. So here's our view. There's a tailings way in the back there, and I'll get closer and show you those. So you can see mountains all the way to the south, which is pretty cool. And it's boondocking. They call it dispersed camping, and that's what we're doing. So we're here for 2 nights. We were here last night. It's very quiet here. The neighbors have some dogs out this morning. But I want to show you, this is the road going down. This was just recently graded, so there was no washboard getting in, and BLM really takes care of this road, which I was shocked, because we've been down some BLM roads that are really washboardy and rutted. So anyway, stay tuned. When I get down to the old cemetery, we'll videotape that. It was pretty interesting. We walked down there yesterday. I also brought my drone along. The winds are really calm today. Yesterday it was just blowing through here. So I'm going to launch the drone and get some shots of the old mine, and I'll integrate it into this video when I cut and paste everything together. At least I'm going to try. I haven't done it yet, but I think I could do it. So anyway, stay tuned. See you in a few minutes. Okay, so I hope you can make out that sign. The sun's kind of coming up behind it. May have washed it out, but it says Old Congress, 1887, a pioneer cemetery. So yesterday I came out here and did a video of the cemetery, and when I went to review it and splice in the first part of the video here at the was it old Ghost Town Road is where we're staying. The video was not on the camera, and don't know if you believe in supernatural, ghosts, spirits, I don't know, but I walked through the cemetery and did about a 3-minute video, and it did not record, which kind of spooky. So this is the second attempt. I did a drone shot of it and turned out fine, but the actual walkthrough and talking about the headstones and the history here did not get recorded. None of it. A lot of children's graves in here. Maybe they were pranking me. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it again. So here we go. All right, so like I mentioned in the video that you didn't capture, here are the graves, and you can tell by the size of the grave that they're children. There are no headstones here, or I shouldn't say none, there are some. Like this one was Daniel, son of Emma and Edwin Rowan, May 1881 to 1900. So, and then you got little graves like this that are tiny, and you know, there's really no explanation. And I am assuming that they put all these rocks on it because the graves aren't that deep themselves, and this is to keep the predators from digging them up, and maybe it's to decorate too. I don't know. But you can see the bigger ones, little ones, tiny ones, just land, you know, just landmarks. Here's an old wooden one, or at least had a wooden surround at one time that marks a grave. Really no rhyme or reason to how these graves are laid out, at least that I can tell. Some of them are really worn down to where it's hard to read. This is a husband and wife here in this area, and so anyway, it's a pretty good sized cemetery, and it just kind of reminds you of how rough life was here. You know, a lot of these graves, people weren't that old, and a lot of them were Hispanic. Debbie was here with me a couple of days ago. When we first got here, we walked around, and she was translating a lot of the Spanish. But you know, you can tell by these grave markers that they're tiny. Babies did not live long here during that time. A lot of disease. Like here's in memory of Joseph Beretti, born in June 1, 1894, and died April 14th, 1897, age 2 years, 10 months, 13 days. So life was hard, and you're lucky if you lived very long. I'm going to go around. Here's another one. This is a very small one here. This one was in Spanish as well. I believe, I don't remember what the translation was on that. I think the baby was only a few weeks old that died there. So yeah, you can see that mortality rate in infants was very high. There's no history here of any mine collapse or any mine accidents at the gold mine here at Congress. So I don't know. This one has cactus growing through it. A lot of different headstones here and plots. This one was Woodman of the World. Was a thing, I guess. 1865, died 1902. I can't, the first name's Joseph, I can't make out the last name. So, interesting. I like history. Actually, I love history. And I think it's interesting to see how people both lived and died back in the pioneer days. And like I said, life was a lot harder back then than we experienced. Here's some more tiny graves. That was more of an adult grave. So anyway, we'll see if this recorded, and we'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the little walk of history here. See you next time.